Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Planning a trip to France? Awesome! Paris, the Eiffel Tower, croissants so buttery they melt in your mouth. But hold up, before you book that flight, we gotta talk about some serious stuff. Today, we're diving into the top 10 things you should avoid doing in France as a tourist. We're talking cultural faux pas, my friends. Look, nobody wants to be tourist, right? The one who's completely oblivious, who accidentally offends everyone around them. So buckle up, grab your beret, just kidding, don't actually wear a beret, and let's get into it. And hey, stick around till the end for a bonus tip on the best time to visit France. You won't want to miss that. First up, let's talk about volume. Now, I know you're excited to be in France, but trust me, the entire Parisian metro doesn't need to hear about your croissant escapades. French culture values discretion, especially in public spaces. Think hushed tones, not stadium cheers. Imagine you're in a crowded cafe, the aroma of coffee beans and freshly baked bread filling the air. You're trying to have a conversation with your friend, but this group next to you is practically shouting about their plans for the day. Annoying, right? That's exactly how the French feel about loud conversations in public. Keep your voice down, especially in enclosed spaces like restaurants, shops, and public transportation. It's a simple gesture that goes a long way in showing respect for the local culture. Let's address the elephant in the boulangerie, assuming everyone speaks English. English is universal, but don't skip learning basic French phrases. Imagine needing help in a bookstore, but the shopkeeper doesn't speak English. Start with Bonjour and Parlez-vous anglais? It makes a difference. Even a little effort goes a long way in France. Learn Bonjour, merci, s'il vous plaît, and excusez-moi. Locals will appreciate it, and your trip will be smoother. Speaking of bonjour, let's talk about greetings. In France, greetings are practically an art form, and skipping them is a major faux pas. Whether you're entering a shop, a restaurant, or even striking up a conversation with someone on the street, always start with a polite bonjour. Think of it like this. You wouldn't barge into someone's house without knocking, would you? Well, in France, walking into a shop or interacting with someone without a greeting is kind of like that. So make it a habit to say bonjour whenever you enter a shop or interact with someone, even if it's just to ask for directions. And when you leave, don't forget a polite au revoir or merci au revoir. It's a small gesture that shows respect and appreciation. Now let's talk about tipping. In many countries, tipping is practically mandatory, but in France, it's a bit more nuanced. While tipping isn't required, it is customary to leave a small amount for good service, especially in restaurants. Service charges are usually included in the bill in France, so you don't need to tip as generously as you might in other countries. A good rule of thumb is to round up the bill to the nearest euro or leave a few extra euros for exceptional service. But whatever you do, don't feel pressured to overtip. It's not expected, and it might even be seen as a bit strange. Just be polite, tip appropriately, and everyone's happy. Okay, this next one might be a bit hard for my fellow Americans to grasp. But trust me on this. Eating on the go. Yeah, I know. We're all about efficiency. Grabbing a bagel on the way to work, scarfing down a slice of pizza while navigating the subway. But in France, it's considered a bit, well, uncouth. French culture is all about savoring the moment, enjoying the food, the company, the ambiance. So do as the French do. Slow down, take the time to enjoy your meal, whether it's a simple croissant at a cafe or a 5-course feast at a Michelin-starred restaurant. Believe me, your taste buds and your digestion will thank you. All right, fashionistas, this one's for you. Dressing appropriately is key in France, especially at religious sites. Churches and cathedrals require a conservative dress code. Imagine entering Notre Dame Cathedral in shorts and a tank top. Not respectful, right? Opt for modesty. Avoid revealing clothing. Cover shoulders, wear longer skirts or pants. Respect the culture and sanctity of the place. Okay, lovebirds, this one's for you. While France is known for its romantic ambiance, it's important to keep the public displays of affection to a minimum. Now, I'm not saying you can't hold hands or steal a quick kiss, but full-on makeout sessions in the middle of the Louvre? Not so much. French culture values discretion and elegance, even when it comes to romance. Think subtle gestures, lingering glances, a gentle touch on the arm. Save the passionate embraces for behind closed doors. Remember, you're in a public space and nobody wants to witness a PDA overload. Keep it classy, keep it respectful, and keep it PG. All right, Shutterbugs, listen up. I know you want to capture every picturesque moment of your trip, but there are some places where photography is a big no-no. Restricted areas, military installations, government buildings, and even some museums have strict rules about photography. When in doubt, ask before you click. It's always better to be safe than sorry, and it shows respect for the rules and regulations of the place you're visiting. Let's talk about conversation etiquette, shall we? While the French are generally open-minded and engaging conversationalists, there are certain topics that are best avoided, especially when you're first getting to know someone. Politics, religion, and other sensitive subjects can be minefields of differing opinions and cultural sensitivities. When in doubt, stick to safer topics like travel, food, music, or your impressions of France. These are all great conversation starters and allow you to connect with people on a lighter note. Last but not least, let's talk about personal space. In France, personal space is highly valued, and it's important to respect that. Avoid standing too close to people, especially in lines or crowded spaces. Give people their space, avoid unnecessary physical contact, and be mindful of your surroundings. It's a simple way to show respect and avoid any awkward encounters. And now for the bonus tip you've all been waiting for. The best time to visit France? It depends on your preferences. Summer is great for sunshine, but expect crowds. Spring and fall offer milder weather and fewer tourists. Plus, you might find better deals. Winter is magical with Christmas markets and snowy landscapes. Just pack your warmest coat. So there you have it, folks. Your crash course on avoiding faux pas in France. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever been to France? What are your biggest cultural do's and don'ts? Share your experiences and questions in the comments below. And hey, if you found this video helpful, do me a solid and hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel for more travel tips and adventures. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Au revoir.